Yes, sir. It's your boy France. Let's talk battle rap podcast, battle rap podcast of New York. Follow our show everywhere at LTBR podcast on all social media platforms and log on to letstalkbattlerap.com for your latest battle rap news and editorial. We're fresh off of homecoming weekend, so you will see a recap article available at this point. If you're hearing this, the podcast is dropped. I just wanted to give a quick monologue intro to give a few updates on some things we missed in the pod. We didn't get a chance to talk about Jakkboy, Maine, and K-Shine's battle not going down, and I want to give you guys a direct news update from boss man Beasley himself from URL. He said the battle will not be going down due to a health concern. He did not specify who, but if you read between the lines, I think you are able to figure out, who has had health concerns in the past out of the two. And I just want to say this much: salute to Jakkboy, man. I've seen him have his battles on the stage, like with Lou Castro, with Tink the Demon, and other performances where he's fought through some of his lupus flare-ups and his body really just having some difficulties that is hard to physically overcome, and that's out of his control. A health concern of that magnitude should not be taken lightly. And I really hope this battle does get postponed and rescheduled very soon. I know K-Shine was very upset. We seen him over the weekend upset about the flight. He got to the venue on time. He was really adamant. I heard him outside talking to Beasley on, I think, 15 Minutes of Fame camera, like Jakkboy has to pay for this before the battle got postponed. And then after he went to the stage, got mic'd up, and they took the mic off him, he was really upset. But again, if it was a health concern, as it is, it is a health concern. I hope that K-Shine could be understanding to it and reschedule the battle with him. You know what I mean? K-Shine did go live on his own afterwards. K-Shine doesn't do much interviews. He likes to take care of it on his own accord, and as he should, control the narrative as you want. Some things he did say in his video on Caffeine, the dojo show that he has. He says that he wants to battle Iron Solomon, so that's pretty interesting. He says he hopes Jack really had a medical condition. He wishes him well, but he's not rebooking this battle because he never wanted it in the first place. We will see, man. I really hope the battle does get rebooked due to a medical condition out of everybody's control, that the reason why it's not happening. But if Shine feels that way, then the man feels that way. Hope to see him on that URL stage. Would have been an honor and a pleasant treat to have watched him work in New York. It's been 5 years since he touched Irving Plaza. Fun fact: the last URL event at Irving Plaza, where he performed that, which was Summer Madness 6. That was the last event at Irving Plaza. K-Shine was on that card, and K-Shine's the only person that was on the last Irving Plaza card and Homecoming. So he was due for a special performance tonight, and Jakkboy obviously wanted to show the world what he was capable of and what he's made of. Will we see the battle in the near future? Stay tuned to details and developments. And yeah, and one last thing about this monologue before we go into the podcast with me and Vlad. I did do an interview with Murda Mook's manager, Van. I had to chop it up with all of Harlem, and I had to keep that same energy as I did, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk greasy and run. You got to show your respects, apologies, flowers and give credit when credit's due. But I got a chance to talk to Van. I really was intrigued to talk to him the most about some of Murda Mook's adjustments, his mindset, and what he did going into this battle that was so different than the rest. So I'm going to put that interview at the end of this podcast. It's about maybe 3-4 minutes long. We did it outside on the Zoom. And enjoy the podcast, man. Me and Vlad get into the details and depths of Homecoming. Now you know what's going on with K-Shine and Jack. You'll have a nice little special treat at the end. Enjoy the podcast. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
From Iraq to Kuwait, word up, that's the station. Regulation, CNN, Channel 10, once again, walk. T-O-N-Y, F-A-N-Y, fly, killer cop, you got me, I got me. T-O-N-Y, F-A-N-Y, fly, killer cop, you got me, I got me. Yo, niggas try to sit on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, the Battle Rap Podcast of New York, and the Battle Rap Podcast of the world, Craig. Today's a very special episode. Once again, this old head gets to rejoice in all the New York glory. We brought it back home once again. You know how we get down. Murda Mook, salute. But today is a jam-packed show. You're gonna get nothing but power punches from me and France. We're gonna do a full in-depth from in the building to in the crib recap of Homecoming. URL came back home. They came to New York City, Irving Plaza. So we're not even gonna waste any time. France, let's get straight to it, player. How are you? How was your night? You know you gotta talk me through the whole thing, man. I need the details, player.
Yeah, good morning, man. Good morning. Fresh off of Homecoming. My first initial thought is, man, Irving Plaza has no seats. We haven't been here in a long time. I forgot this place has no seats. Why we want to come back here again?
For that feel, man. You know that. For that feel.
Hey, listen, that feel also came with that pain, all right? A lot of people were fainting. There was more, at least like 4 people fainted. It was crazy.
It's because you're smoking all that weed and drinking no water.
I did a radio roulette show
at 7 a.m.
I did a radio roulette show, and there were some fans that were there for their first event ever, and they experienced the pain. Welcome to Battle Rap.
Oh, shout out to what's her name, Georgiana.
Georgina.
Yeah. She has some good points, man.
Salute to Georgina. You know what I mean?
Georgina.
I was there with Lay, and her boyfriend's back just gave out, and they had to leave early and watch the rest live and for free at home. Listen, man, everybody, you got to go through it. Some physical labor of what it takes to be a battle rap fan, and everybody was reminded there in a venue with no seats.
Yo, man, that's why I tell everybody, work out as much as you can, stretch on a day-to-day, because you will find out your body's full capabilities when you try to go to a battle rap event. And good thing you got that massage gun, man. You know what I'm saying? That thorough gun, so you can blast the back, blast the legs afterwards.
Hey, look,
blast
I know
neck, shoulders.
I know the deal, man. I don't do the camp out. I know when to get there right on time to load manage the feet. I got the New Balances or the Adidas. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard. The New Balances real great for battle rap. New battle rap. That's what New Balance is for right there.
Yo, Fred's got the air curb your enthusiasms. The Larry Davis.
Throw on some CBD cream before you leave.
My God. What you wrap your knees up to, man? You put on the Patrick Ewing knee sleeves with the ice already in there?
I've been going to events for over a decade, and the labor of it has never been easy. Like it just never gets any easier. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Easy tweeted out at one point, he said, "My feet are on fire in Irving." Yeah.
Yo, it's that old feel, man. You got to go through it, man. You got to go through it at least once, at least once you can earn that badge.
Mm-hmm.
But talk to me though, man. You pull up. How was the scene? How was everything? You know what I mean? Did it feel nostalgic? Did you get a different feel pulling up to Irving Plaza once again?
I love the fact that, I'm back home. Definitely gave me that feel. But it was different because prior to 2017, before we stopped coming to Irving Plaza, LTBR didn't exist. I was just still a fan and, an ex-writer of battle rap. And Let's Talk Battle Rap's platform didn't launch until like November of 2017. So that was the last of we seen of Irving Plaza as we knew it. So this time I'm returning to Irving Plaza as like a figure more than a fan. And there was a lot of, "You're the guy from the Mook conference." I'm like, no, I'm the guy from Let's Talk Battle Rap. But I appreciate
hello.
But I appreciate that.
And while you're at it, log on to letstalkbattlerap.com.
You feel me? Great plug. And there's a lot of people that even besides that, just like recognize me, said thanks for the content, thanks for our contributions, thanks for what we do. People want to take photos. I'm always a little tripped out when somebody wants to take a photo with me. Like just, because I'm not, you know me, Vlad, I don't have an ego. Like, and I'm here for the art. So like, there's so many people that noticed the brand and they're like, "Yo, Let's Talk Battle Rap. What's your name?" France. Yeah. So they knew the brand before they knew France, which is always been my goal. I want you to know the brand before me. I'm not an egomaniac. There's a lot of egomaniacs in this game. They would love nothing more than to plaster their face on everything they can. Me, I just want to do good work for the culture and be recognized as such. In fact,
but at the same time though, man, when people stop and show love, if they want to take a photo or something, it's like they're taking the time out to to create a
It's
a
humbling.
moment out of Pat. You know what I'm saying? Out of
Yeah.
a shared joy for battle rap. It's only a good thing. So if
No,
someone asks for a
it's
photo,
extremely humbling.
oblige them. You know what I
No,
mean?
I love
Oblige
it.
them.
I love it. I take it. It's just like, whoa, like, I'm like,
It
I
is kind of
appreciate the
trippy though. I
love.
gotta say, it is a little
I appreciate
trippy.
the love. It's just it's a little trippy. It's like, damn, I'm that much of a figure, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I don't view myself that way. I don't put myself above the artists or the leagues. I just do the work. Matter of fact, I saw Stiz from Battle Academy, and we actually never met. We spoke all the time on social media, on DMs and messages, but we never met. And so
Yeah.
he finally was like, "Oh, you're Let's Talk Battle Rap, right, France?" I'm
You
like,
the
"Yeah."
update ball.
And then I just love when at least people meet me or see me for the first time. They say the brand first and then my name,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is all I wanted.
No, that's fire, man. That's that. Yo, we work hard though, man. You know what I'm saying? We worked hard. So the fact that folks are recognizing, it's fantastic, man. That's all we ever wanted. Just to
Yeah,
put it in
man.
good content and just have folks gravitate to it.
Yeah, so that made Urban Plaza a little different than what I was used to, the nostalgia of it.
Mhm.
So that was intriguing, you know what I mean? Everybody wanted to, take me to the roof, get me on the stage, and I'm just
Say
like, nah, I
who?
like being in the pit with the people, man. I love to experience the battles like in a nice area where I could see the stage and be in the
Yeah.
energy to see how the people feel, because at the end of the day, at that moment, I'm becoming a consumer before I go report and journalize on what I just witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
So crowd was good. Crowd was good. Crowd was
Yo, the fools
definitely.
are showing up at like 6 a.m., dog.
I never understood that.
I realized that I think they're just there for the entire communal aspect of it. And you get to congregate all day long. And maybe for some of these people, like it's the only battle rap event that they'll go to all year. So it's like, you know what? I'm such a hardcore fan that these other people who show up to the front, they're probably doing this like every event. And it's like, yo, we're like the ultimate tailgaters of battle rap. So, I mean, salute to them. I could not do it, man, because I don't know how many hours that is, man.
I just
It's ludicrous, dog.
I just don't know why there's the need for you know unnecessary taxing hours when it comes to these events. Anything less that I can do to prepare myself for the event, I will do instead of doing more to wear out my energy sooner. But that's
They
just me.
want that pain, dog.
Salute to y'all, man.
Mm-hmm.
But where we want to take it, like what we want to talk about next?
Do you want to start from you want to go in order of the battles, or you want to get to the grand finale first? Maybe we should just go in order.
I wanted to go in order, but also I know they want to hear it too. You know what I'm saying? So do we give it up? Do we make them earn it? Like,
Let's go in order. Let's go in order, player.
all right. I know what y'all came for this pod for. Y'all gonna have to listen through to get it. All right. Let's talk about Kyd Slade and Stumbles, man. They take the stage, and I want you to tell me what was it like for you from at home as well. So they take the stage. They're both extremely excited. They're both wearing slick walks. They're both supporting goods. They both gotten a lot of great feedback from a lot of the vets. You know what I'm saying? Stumbles was saying it earlier this week in a space with like Big T, Verb, and
Yeah.
somebody else that was in there, man. I can't recall right now, but they're all just giving Stumbles advice, and Stumbles is like, "Yo, man, I never thought I'd be on. I always said I'd be on you all around, but I never thought I'd be on a Murda Mook call. This shit beautiful. This shit beautiful. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy." And so he takes the stage, and it was very reminiscent of this standing ovation that Jakkboy got at Summer Impact Reloaded against Franchise, where it's like, yo, we love you so much that we love your potential. We're ready to see what you can do. So like he got like a big standing ovation when he took the stage, and Stumbles understands pacing and structure a little bit more, right? Because out the gate, his first like 4 bars he landed, and then he kept going. And I would say at least in his first 12 bars of his first round, like he at least landed with the crowd 3 times. And it's like, oh, great. He understood that he was probably going to be the first battle, capitalize off the first moment, the most energy, set the tone for the night, and probably go first to the point where he's like, I'm just going to land out the gate, bomb, bomb, bomb. And man, did it start so good. Started so good, but by the brand of his own name, catapulted his own momentum. You know what I mean?
Bro, from the crib, dope intros. Everyone's hype. He brought the belt out. I said, "Oh, we gonna have a goodie tonight." My man's got the belt. I said, "Okay, Stumbles." And yo, out the gate, son was landing bombs, yo. I'm like, all right, Stumbles, you got this, you got this. And like you said, man, he landed such a haymaker. France, I think what actually happened is like the moment got to him. I think he landed the haymaker so hard that it was just like, oh my gosh, like that electricity came back. And I think he just got caught up in the moment. I think, he just got a little lost in his thoughts. And then from there, it was just slipping on ice, trying to get it back. And the way that he writes, I thought it was going to be more like that. Like the first few bars were just like very heavy punches. And then from there, it was more like intricate connecting wordplay that was happening and less big haymakers. And bruh, Kyd Slade did the total opposite. He said, I'm just going to hit you with bombs all first round long. Like there was just a clear separation in the similes, clear separations and metaphors, punchlines, all of that stuff. He was just on another level. And when we were texting in the group chat, I mentioned one thing. Yo, this is the best voice projection that I've ever heard from Kyd Slade. Like he was on it. I've never heard that much projection, and the aggression was there. And he had some performance bars. You know what I'm saying? It's still getting comfortable. He's still working on it, but he's committing to it. You know what I'm saying? So the first round from Kyd Slade was just perfect, man. I mean, it was just bar after bar after bar. Talk to me about it in the building, because at the crib, I was getting hyped. Like I could feel the electricity through the screen, especially after fumbles, especially after Stumbles kind of let the air out of the ball, the way his round concluded. And he just said, oh, no, man, I'm not partaking in a mid-ass battle. At least I'm going to be fire. Like I'm turning up, man. And he was perfect the first round. I got nothing bad to say at all.
What you gonna do when you call your mom and we pick up?
Bro, come on, man.
Man, listen, Vlad, this was the Kyd Slade.
And that ain't the only one, no.
No,
that ain't even the only one.
There's many. There was many. Listen.
The grind lit, my squad rich. We sell grams and buy bricks. A tall nigga was short-tempered. He lived long, but died quick. If I live, the shots rip. Beams on, the mop stick. 10 connect, your top split. Or I wave the deuces in your face. Watch this. Watch. He's a dead nigga. The 7. I'm in. The fuck?
I said it. This is the Kyd Slade that I feel like we all have been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When he won, as Rookie of the Year from the first Crucible class, and have been getting all these major looks this year, right? He's on Caffeine multiple times. Bad News, Rada was on the New Orleans card against Big T, had a main event against Real Name Brandon, all wins. But they were like, they were solid performances, but you didn't get that breakout from him yet. Maybe you questioned the stage, the timing, the opponent. And at that moment, like I kind of had a theory of like, maybe it's because he's going first. And it's really hard to be the best performance of the night going first. Like most times out of not, if that happens, the rest of the card could be underwhelming. But this was a different situation. This was like him catapulting all of his experience together. He put it all in one. He finally got a match and a mission that probably really piqued his motivation to that level. And plus, he's been rubbing shoulders with Goods lately. Like Goods has probably been a really good mentor to him. I want to shout that out. And I feel like it clicked for him finally. He put it all together. He was clicking on all cylinders. I know everybody was like, that first round was overkill, and that's probably the only critique I would have for this first round. But I don't even blame him for it, because he's probably never experienced that level of,
Yo, son jumped in the crowd. He pulled a Danny Myers. You see what Danny started?
Yeah, like he probably never experienced that much like energy, electricity, and satisfaction from just delivering a battle rap round, and like you had the room shaking, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why you're like, I don't want to cut this round off. This is amazing. I'm like, keep going.
I don't know when this is gonna end.
I don't want this to end.
I need this feeling in my veins.
The only critique, the reason why I have the only critique is there was overkill. Is that if you have an opponent that's probably not gonna beat themselves like Stumbles did, unfortunately, you could run the risk of like you peaked in that round for the rest of the battle. You know what I mean? Like if he just takes like a minute or two of that content and just sprinkles it over somewhere else, like then it's another like, oh, casket over. Mamba mentality was shown though, you know what I'm saying? Because the second round was good, not like his first. His third round definitely 100% nail in the coffin, but the battle was won by then already anyway too.
Yeah.
So I mean, Kyd Slade has shown that he is a top 20 battle rapper. He's going on my ballot, 100% sure for me. I love the year he's been having, and I'm really happy that at the end of the day, consistency prevailed over potential. I love Stumble's potential. You outlined his story a few weeks ago about how much he's changed his narrative, and the storyline is amazing. But at the end of the day, like we still need to see a little bit of consistency. Like I would love to see 2 to 3 performances in a row where like he doesn't stumble. You know what I'm saying? Because outside of the snake battle against Suge, like there was still very few brief pauses that he got away with, but Irving Plaza is airtight. You can't get any.
It's a different scenario. It's a different scenario.
You can't get any of that off of Irving.
Learning experiences. So yeah, to put a ribbon on this, Kyd Slade was definitely fire that first round. And a lot of times when people watch battles now, they usually go back, watch one round that they really like from it. So if you're gonna leave it all on the floor, why not? You know what I'm saying? I gotta give him his props. Even though he jumped in the crowd, he never lost track of where he was. Like he seemed like he had full command of all of his bars that night. And even you notice, like second and third round, like his voice was definitely getting hoarse, and even he said it on stage.
Losing my voice.
It does bring down some of the impact. So if he can find a way to maintain that decibel level that he did in the first round, without losing his voice, if he could figure out some way to do that, it'll definitely make the bars impact better. As far as stumbles, good takeaways is, hey, you're able to gain the crowd's attention. Like people want to hear you rap. Like people
want to see you win for sure.
Yeah,
people want to see you succeed.
Win. They want to hear what he wants to say.
I don't mean win the battle. I mean like just do good. Like they want to see him succeed.
Right. They want to hear what he wants to say. So he has, because how many times have we seen rappers get on the stage and people just don't care? Like they're not even trying to. Like you got to land one to make them stop what they're doing to pay attention. Like you already have that. You did have some good bars, and don't get me wrong, I was listening. He had some sneaky bars in there, right, which were good.
There's some dark
good
bars
writing bars.
There's some dark bars too.
He did. Well, listen, friends, we'll record it like, I don't know, 9:30 in the morning or whatever. Like, I don't even want to. Battle rap is, what Debo said. It's a nasty, negative, niggery business. And he was all past it. So, anywho, but so yes, you did have some good wordplay, but it was a little too intricate. It was like too much steams on the stage. Not saying that you rap like steams, but it's too intricate, some of it, and you left the big bombs at home for some reason. And Kyd Slade just said, "You gonna leave them bombs over there? I'm gonna pick them up and bring them to the battle and drop them on your head." So he did that, and the fact that they were both good friends for many years, I didn't know how that would impact the battle. But Kyd Slade, like you said, Mamba mentality, man. He went to go break his neck. You know what I'm saying? And he was fire. Salute to him, man. Give him a plate. Give him a really good, battle next go round, and let's test it. Let's see what's up. Let's see him maintain that.
Before we go to the next battle, I was walking around just to check the temperature after that battle, see what people thought about it. Bumped into Easy. Easy goes, "Yo, France, what you think of that battle, man? What you think of that battle? You think he ready?" And I was like, "Hey, he proved this much that he will rise to the occasion to attempt to be ready for you." He goes, I might take him, man. I like it now. I like him. I see what I needed to see. Outside of that, first he can't fuck with me, but I like that performance. So you spark Easy the block captain's interest now.
Listen. Let me tell you something. All you dudes who's sitting around at home writing all these lyrical miracle bars, I love them. Don't get me wrong, I do. But there's a time and place for everything, right? So you seen what happened. Kyd Slade rocked the big stage, and now what? The top guys are saying, you know what? I didn't really want to entertain this before, but you showed that you can rock this venue. I now want to take you in my next 1 to 2 battles or whatever. So I'm up for it. So there is an importance to rocking the big stage. There's a time and place for everything. Use your pen wisely.
All right, man. Let's move on to Swamp and
Let's
Arsonal.
go, player. Oh, man.
This is a rough battle to get through.
This one's gonna be pretty quick, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so too. This is a rough battle to get through.
I wasn't in person.
It was just rough to get through. Everybody in person after like the second round kind of dispersed and just treated the battle as it was such. Like they went to the bar, they went to go get some popcorn. Everybody's talking about it, talking through it. And I'll say this, I was really happy to see how comfortable Swamp looked there. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely rode uphill because I felt like his second was slightly better than his first, and his third was probably the best round of the three. So Swamp has the right game plan. He's poised for the stage. The content wasn't as potent for like his Rocket JC battle. And I got a time to talk to Swamp after the battle. And I asked him, how was Irving Plaza compared to, the Warehouse and Raleigh? He said Irving Plaza was definitely the most difficult big stage out of the three.
Interesting. Yo, you know what's funny? Looking at Irving Plaza now, it looks so much smaller compared to some of these other places. Like you look at Warehouse Live and the other place in Houston and the other places they've been, like the stage is massive. It's mad wide. You know what I'm saying? Like
I want to say this.
Now you're looking at this, everyone is just really in this tight space on this stage. Like it's completely different than when I remembered it from the past.
I love that you sent me a screenshot of the battles while I was there because I wouldn't know what it looked like on Caffeine. So afterwards, and it looked like vintage old Irving Plaza.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
But I'll say this in the attendance, everybody loves to be like, it was 1,500, 2,000 people there.
3,000 people at Irving Plaza.
I'm ready to burst that bubble too, man. It was probably like 500 people there for real.
Okay.
I know they're gonna probably say there was more. The official clicker and counters are gonna come out where it's like, well, we counted 7, 8, 9,000. It didn't feel like no 1,000 people in there, man.
I'll tell you this: I couldn't tell at home.
That's great.
I could not tell at home because the angles
I don't want to diminish it. I just know how the exaggeration thing goes on these spaces, and I just want.
You mean for like when the battlers go, yo, man, I rocked Irving Plaza. It was 1,780 in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you remember when everybody was like, "Oh, Summer Impact Reload at Missouri, there's 2,500 people there."
Yeah, right.
Right.
No, man.
One of my favorites. Oops. I was 700 people in drum, bro. It's like, guys, it's like these are all things you can Google. Like, I don't have to do this. But I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh man, it just goes to show you, man, how mid this battle was because we're talking about all sorts of tangents right now. I will say this: Swamp very comfortable up there. Looks like he belonged up there for sure. Didn't let the rough crowd get to him. He still just like went through all of his material, and some of it was cool. He tried the Arsonal disrespect thing, and I'm like, I thought we weren't talking about kids anymore in this culture. But then the crowd erupts when he threatens to, you know what I'm saying, throw. We good on the recording?
Yeah.
All right, because I see a time left countdown joint. We good?
Yeah. Keep going.
All right, cool. But anywho, that probably saved me from what I was about to say. But anywho, so Swamp tried to do the Arsonal disrespect thing, and it was cool. But I'm like, oh, all right, not for me. And Ars was just, hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm rapping aggressively. I'm rapping with intensity. But the substance in there it just sounds like a mixed bag of potpourri that I've already heard from Ars before, just like mixing up, the usual things that I hear in his rounds. The only thing is the third round when he went at Mook, and I don't know, man, the bars towards, mentioning Mook's moms, I found them a little tasteless. I don't know what kind of understanding these guys have, or if this is all WWE and they have an understanding behind the scenes or whatever. But hey, man, Ars gonna do what Ars gonna do. Swamp was cool, consistent, but nothing through the roof. And the battle was all right. I'm not going back to watch the battle, but salute to both of them. 2-1 either way. I'm not really writing home about this battle.
That's a fact, man. There's a lot of revisionist history about what Arsonal's done in Irving Plaza. And I just want to say this before we get out of here about this battle. I remember at the face-offs, Arsonal tells Swamp, I rock Irving Plaza multiple times. I rock Irving Plaza multiple times. And then Swamp goes, yeah, well, who'd you battle? And Arsonal's like, who did I battle here? You know, he's like pondering, and everybody's like, pause for a second at the face-off. And then DNA goes, oh, you battled Briz here. And Arsonal's like, yeah.
Next.
And I was like, yeah, you see, that enough was said, you know what I'm saying? Swamp won on the fan vote though, so you know that's cool. He got the online popularity. Definitely felt like Arsenal was getting that New York Jersey love in the building.
Yeah.
So I could see where people want to say Arsenal won. Honestly, it's a debatable battle that lacks replay value and doesn't help Swamp's Cody case. I know he was really motivated to try to put a staple performance on to his campaign to further push it, but you just put it back in a nice area where we just all have to have this discussion yet again.
Yeah, Swamp didn't die or get killed or lose clearly.
Yep.
So it's not like you're taking points away per se, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not like he went crazy and sealed the deal for himself. And Arsonal at this point proved with the third round, he can turn up if he wants to. He can make the crowd get into it. He can make you, feel what he's saying, but it comes with a certain cost. And that cost was, disrespect for someone's moms and stuff like that. And that's cool if that's what, you're going to do. And that's the route you're taking to take. But it's like, I want to hear some dope bars also too with the first two rounds. Like, I'm not here just to watch you turn up and disrespect for 1/2 a round in a 3-round battle.
That's a fact, Jack. Well, salute to Swamp for the victory on the fan votes. But it won't be one of the battles I'll be rewatching from you this year.
Next,
we got Jaz the Rapper versus Viixen the Assassin. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What do you want to say about this one, Vlad?
France.
Yes.
Jaz might be the female GOAT, son. Like I'm just saying it just so you know. There's arguments with other folks.
Yeah.
So whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just leaving it for argument's sake.
Mm-hmm.
But dog, she put on a clinic last night.
Yes,
she put on a masterclass last night. She put on a TED talk last night.
Yes, she did.
She wasn't playing games. It's like watching a female surf up there almost, dog. Like, she comes out, Smack introduces Viixen, cool, looks good, lace, all that, corset, salute to you. And then Jaz comes out, before she comes out, you're in the building, so you probably don't hear. Like, the microphones are picking up certain things, and I'm like, man, like somebody sounds pissed, like what's going on back there? Like, what's happening? And then Jaz comes out. She's got this mean mug. She's not playing. She looks pissed. And she goes straight into the bars. And it's like, son, she just like started levitating from that point on. Like, it was no looking back. She dropped so many bombs in that first round. She switched so many flows in that first round. She went into so many pockets in that first round. I mean, the punchlines are like, what did she not do? Like, it was crazy, dog. Like, she really talk to me about that first round in the building. Like, what was that like? Please.
All right, well, Vlad, let me say this, right? Statistically, this year, people that elect to go first without a coin toss, that has not been favorable to them. In fact, that has been so far a low percentage move, because most times out of not, when people decide to go first, no coin toss needed. I think the record on that is probably like in the 35 to 65%. Like, you winning that is like 35% as opposed to 65. And I have a whole sample size of just like first rounds where that's happened. Luke Castle versus Clips, Tay-Rock versus Danny. The list just goes on and on and on from this year only. And when Jaz did that, I'm like, you know what? Normally, I will call that a low IQ move or a very difficult decision to make, but not for Jaz. That was all strategy. That was all planning, execution. Jaz, like I said last time, Vlad, Jaz is methodical. Okay? She was hitting on all cylinders, and she knew from what angle, no pun intended, to attack Viixen every moment in every round and how to separate it. And by God, like it was a masterful performance. Now, I did see a lot of people online when I called it a masterful performance and great performance. There's a lot of pushback online. How did you feel about it from home? Did it feel as good as I thought it felt?
I too have seen some folks, say that it was mid. And I'm like,
yeah, I was surprised. I'm like, why?
I don't know, but hey, listen, that's why opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? So how can I tell somebody that they're wrong in their opinion? I can just tell you how I felt about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My point of view, I mean, she had 3 well-structured rounds and fit her punches around, and structured it around the theme for each round. I mean, friends, from the first joint, if me and Dog fight, Vic's career gonna be ending with Eagles. Come on, man. She went on a whole AMG run with the Kegels bar and the Oladipo heat bar. Come on, man. Like, she went ham. The Jordan punching for practice joint, like the 2 Aarons, the head buddy butt, the Amiri hoodie, the cheese scheme, the NBA scheme is kind of crazy. Yeah,
what I'm saying? I do want to say this.
Come on.
I don't want to be that. I want to be that super technical guy because the Mike Vick bar was fire. His career ended in the Steelers. But what I always say about bars that are not 100% accurate but delivered perfectly in the moment, we're not going to be the fact checkers. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so the Mike Vick bar,
definitely don't want to be that dude. Technically, it's not right. Stop cheering, guys.
Yeah,
it's like that's never going to work.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. His career ended in the Steelers. So like when you right now, you're like,
Steelers, it's not good. Stop.
But it's still really good. And there's a lot of bars like that. I mean, not to fast forward to Mook and Geechi, but the 60 on the dash bar was like that too. So I always say that when bars that are just a little off on the accuracy or the detail, but just perfectly set up and delivered, no one's gonna care about the misstep, right? But beyond that bar, Jaz had does Jaz leave Sports Center on before she goes to sleep? You know what I'm saying?
No, maybe that partner's taking her to the other level is watching Sports Center all day long. No, but I've
heard some better sports bars from Jaz that bad than I've heard from the sport bar man himself.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is kind of
her Jordan Poole ball was crazy. Even Viixen had a Jordan Poole ball. We'll get there too. We'll get there too.
Come on, dog. Like, it was just masterful work to me. It was masterful. Like, the voice projection, the flows, the interaction with the crowd, the charm,
the 2 Aaron bar,
charisma.
The 2 Aaron bar was crazy by Jaz too. You know what I'm saying?
I mentioned that. Yo, man, friends, on camera, she looked possessed, dog. Like that. It wasn't until she dropped some bar and she was like, "Oh, I forgot I even wrote that" or whatever. Then she kind of like, it seemed like, okay, you know what? Now, all right, I can laugh a little bit, but before all of that, it was straight execution style. Like, it was scary. Like, I don't know what female is gonna be able to compete with that. Like, this was just like the Gaddis battle where it was like. And you know what I love? Sometimes with Jaz in the past, it's like, let me rap. I just want to rap. And then you get a 40-minute first round and you're like, yo, man, this is a bit much to watch. But with her this time around, it's like she knows how to stop the crowd and get back to what she's doing. She had the people eating out of the palm of her hands. And it's not just that she's performing these things so well. The bars are dope. They're technically, the way they're written, the setups, the everything about it, like, it just weaves seamingly. Like, it was just dope. Like, I don't want to jump in a hyperbolic chamber, but France, man, she keep doing this. Like, come on, man, she's already the GOAT to me, but she do a few more of these things to a few more of these broads.
Coming for that Wody.
Listen, man, Misfit. Yo, you was talking greasy a couple years ago, and I was on the bandwagon and all that. Well, I gotta say, this version of Jaz, like, I'm not doubting you, Misfit, but this is another beast. This is another animal. Like, to beat this on a big stage like that, it's a tall task, man. It's a tall task. Tall task, dog.
Let's talk a little bit about Viixen and some of the missteps she had, right? Because This is another performance where kind of similar to the Hustle battle. Not all the way similar, but like the crowd just wasn't all the way engaging. This was different. The crowd there was dead.
The crowd was the
crowd was
whole
dead
time.
Yeah, the crowd there was dead. And this time the crowd just like favored Jaz more. And it almost felt like Viixen couldn't like keep up.
Oh,
right?
no. It's not that the crowd favored Jaz more.
Right.
Jaz disarmed Viixen. Okay.
Y'all probably like, damn, Jaz probably done up. What you said? Deuce, goose, blue. Bitch, shut up. All you do is phone pop, don't stop, stone top, don't drop. Then you get aggressive on the last word. Dome shot. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? And you stole that flow from, hold on. And you stole that flow from Jeruz. If the fans say you won, that'll be the last time you steal anything. Basically, if Viixen used twerk moves to spin a pose, we gonna strip her for everything. That shit is easy.
She took away her powers, dog.
Yes.
All right.
Great.
That was damn good.
Yes.
That if you hit as many pockets as she did in that first round, and you're even if someone doesn't understand battle rap or what's happening, the fact that you're able to just purely with the ears keep me entertained enough with changing your inflections, changing your cadence, changing the way you're delivering your bars, that I'm able to it's like I'm always scrolling. This is what a Jaz battle is like. It's like you're scrolling the timeline and you just can't get enough. Meme after meme after meme. That's what it's like. And with Viixen, she maintains like the same vocal projection, and at times it sounds like she's not in full control of her voice. It can shriek a little bit. She has to be able to bring it in a little bit, like a controlled chaos. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes some of the bars can be a little bit overperformed. You know what I mean? And it's great when it's going great, but when you've just seen a perfect performance, it can make yours look like you're doing too much and a little bit amateurish compared to what Jaz just did. So from watching it, it's like, it's just not the same.
Well, the reason I brought up the Miss Hustle battle was because ultimately I saw one thing that was similar there, which was her commitment to get through a crowd that probably wasn't engaging.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that is extremely commendable and honorable, because like at that moment, you're just saying, let me stay tunnel vision, whether they fuck with me or not. I'm going to lay it all on the floor, and maybe on camera, like somebody will fuck with it. And that's what you can hope for at the end of the day, if they're not receiving you well in the building. But at the end of the day, you said it best, actually. Jaz disarmed her. You know what I'm saying? Even in the second round, when Jaz was like mimicking her whole cadence, and ended it with
her style,
and ended it with dome shot. It just the same thing.
Shot,
like it was
stove top.
It was actually just like the Gaddis battle. You said it right. Like she mimicked Gaddis in the second round, mimicked Viixen in the second round. But I will say Vixen's first round, energy-wise, content-wise, it at least kept up with Jazz's first, because there's people, that felt like it was debatable, but it was not a clear round. And then from there on out, like she kind of struggled to compete. I gotta be honest, Vlad, I was watching Viixen and Tay Rock the day before, and I was having this conversation with Titus and some of the other staff at LTBR. I'm like, guys, I haven't watched this battle in a few months, and it didn't hit the same for me, And then I was just like, I'm nervous now. Hold on, like I feel like we had this battle such a high pedestal because we call it Battle and Night with Tay Rock that we forgot to like revisit it. So much happens, and I watched it again. I'm just like, there's a lot of spaces in between here that did not land, and like we said earlier, Irving Plaza is very air sealed tight. So even the moments that like you're performing and delivering on 100, but it doesn't connect, like it almost like takes points away from you in that venue, right? That's what it feels like.
Absolutely. Yo, back to that second round of Jazz's. When she did all of that, and then Viixen went into her second round and pretty much did exactly what Jaz said, it's like your ears are automatically like, oh, that's exactly what Jaz said. And then if the punch doesn't land crazy, then it's like people are really gonna say, you know what? Okay, Jaz was right. And then it becomes hard to get the ears of the people. to her credit, she's still rapping at 100% because there are people who just are like, I'm all about the bars. I want to hear exactly what the bars are, and they're gonna have their score sheet and say this is how I scored and blah blah blah.
Boy,
That's cool.
Jazz put that woman in trouble by the end of the second round. At the end of the second round,
That's cool.
I was like,
But,
she is in trouble.
Yeah, she kicked the ass, man.
And at
There's
one
no
point,
way around it.
I don't want to like this. I don't want to like diminish any like the effort that Jazz put up there, but at one point, it looked a little effortless.
Yo, and I don't want to take nothing away from Viixen. Like, she had good material. She had good stuff. Maybe the third. And then even when Jazz says, yo, I'm not a dispatcher anymore. I'm living, just off of battle rap and stuff. And then Viixen had the bars of her still being a dispatcher and everything. It's like, even that got disarmed. You know what I mean? So it's just like everything Jazz did was just set up perfectly. And yes, Viixen did have some quality material, but the delivery was slightly off. And I always say this, battle rapping is about saying the right things the right way at the right time. And Viixen wasn't saying things the right way, and the timing might have been slightly off. She had, the right material for a good battle.
Is it safe to say angling is the weakness of Viixen? And also, where does Viixen go from here?
I mean, listen, I still want to see the official battle. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, why not just finish off that Bardashian trilogy? And she already put Casey in a box, and she did. Let's keep it funky. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it real. When it was time to give her kudos, we did that.
1-1 against the Bardashians.
Jazz put her in a box, but she did enough to keep the knuckles outside. And was like, you know what? I'm gonna be able to peel this open and fight again. But Jazz damn near shut that coffin on you. So yes, the official battle is still a thing, because I want to see what's up. Will officials step up and make it a 2-1 versus her, or will she get 2 out of the 3 and she's gonna get 2 head honchos out of the crew? You know what I'm saying? So that's still a story to conclude. So she still got that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we shall see, man. We shall see. It definitely hurts to get your end game boss battle like that and almost look like you didn't compete in the battle and look completely outclassed there. So it's
and Viixen said she originally wanted to battle official first and then battle Jazz later on. So maybe deep down inside she didn't, feel it. You know what I'm saying? These women have their intuitions and all that. But when that bag calls and Jazz is ready to do it, you have to step up to the occasion. She stepped up. She did her best. And we know she's going to be fired once again. So it's like, nobody's writing Viixen off or anything like that. But tonight, it was just levels. Jazz was elite. You were good. So that's the biggest difference for me.
Well said, man. Well said. And
also in that battle, France.
Yes, sir.
What was going on up there? Okay, because Remy Ma's up there and Babs Bunny's up there, and battle rap has corrupted my brain so much that I'm sitting there thinking, is Remy mad at Babs? Like, do they got beef? Because homegirl looked tight. Like, what's going on?
I heard about the smoke on this, there was a lot of smoke being blown, but I couldn't see it. Well, you probably saw it way better than I did.
So homegirl with the purple and the, you know what I'm saying, is up there with a vape pen.
Yeah.
Right. And she was blowing her smoke from before, but I'm watching now. And it's like, Rem came. So now Rem is in the front of the stage. Now she got to stand behind Rem. Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you smoking, Rem smokes, so she knows the deal. But it's like you give a courtesy, you blow the smoke straight up in the air. You don't try to blow it straight to the person in front of you. It's a little disrespectful. You know what I mean? And homegirl was blowing that smoke straight past Remy's ear, over and over. And at one point I see Rem turn around like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I seen the girl double down.
It's not a female battle, man. There's some kind of mess going on in there, right?
It was mess. And then I see this white man come out of nowhere. I'm like, yo, what's this dude doing on the stage? What is this thing in his hand? Like, what is about to happen here? Like this.
Yeah.
I need to see this Mook battle. Tonight cannot end like this. Can we please get the purple puff lady off the stage? Because this is about to get crazy. They escorted her off. Smack had to leave. And, thank goodness the battle continued. But I will say that to say this. That distracted me from a lot of what Viixen was doing, and someone passed out in Viixen's first round too. So you put all of that together, Jazz being masterful, this chick blowing smoke, somebody passing out, Viixen not knowing should she continue with her bars, when to go, interruptions, and it's like it just did not. She didn't have a chance to really take flight the way that she needed to. You know what I'm saying? Man. It wasn't in the cards. Once again, man, Jazz, she's got some kind of magical power also that just makes the night go right for her and wrong for all her opponents most of the time. And tonight was one of those nights.
Yeah, I mean, I know people were saying like you could argue now Viixen hasn't won all year between Rock, Hustle, and Jazz, but I still want to see her on the stage more than a lot of other people at the end of the day. So
she still gives you 100%.
At the face-offs, Vlad, like she was looking around, like, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, yo, she's really a high-level battle rapper. Like, she's here. Like, just a couple years ago when we covered that Cleveland card, she did a PG. We talked about how talented she was, and she wasn't really getting looks. And now, fast forward 3 years later, she's got a Wody under her belt as a runner-up. She's a runner-up for Wodies, had Battle of the Year contenders, and has rock stages with Battle of the Night performances to the point where you're just looking like, this is still a high-level battler, and at this high of a level, when you're battling the best in the world, this can happen to anybody. Like, remove Viixen from that situation, a lot of people could have lost to Jazz in that same capacity that night, not named Viixen.
So she lost to the Cabrita. There's no shame in that. Salute to Jazz, Brooklyn. You were amazing.
Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
You saw Fab's tweet? Fabulous tweeted, Jaz the Rapper is my favorite battle rapper. Viixen, I still fucks with you, though.
Oh, my gosh. Yo, mad celebs in the building, man. Fab. Ghostface Killer was in the building, dog.
Ghostface and No Bars is tight, so you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. All right. Salute to them. Salute to No Bars.
Busta Rhymes in the building.
Fellow
Mano in the building.
Yes. Mano in the building. All the celebs in the building.
Huh?
Lil Fizz was in the building.
Yeah, all the celebs came right at the right time, right in time for the main event, Murda Mook versus Geechi. They know when to come.
It seemed like half the building came at the right time. Hey, you know what? While we at it, this girl gets a lot of hell from the community, but salute to Nunu Nels, though. She brought all these people out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what anyone says. These people being there makes the event bigger. All right. So salute to her for getting all these people to come out, and it looked like everyone had a good time. So as much crap as she gets, let's give her props when she deserves it, man.
Yeah, Nunu got mentioned in every battle. Shouts to Nunu. Murda Mook versus Geechi Gotti, man. Vlad, where do you want to start, man? You want to talk about the battle, or do I need to do what I need to do? Hold on, let me get right here.
Oh man. Ooh.
Okay.
You can't help it with a sorry. We gonna be forever probably. And I came to blow out your candles. Welcome to Hamathot. Give me lit. I'ma shoot at the crib. I'ma put two in his head. It's gonna ruin his drip. Wanna nowhere, baby. Oh, I'ma put two in the drip. You gonna get thrown in the trunk. Nigga, throw in the bitch. I didn't shake the rule. Easy, nigga.
Bob.
Which one want to talk first? Which one want to talk first? The battle or my conversation with Mook? Where we want to get to?
No, I want to hear about this conversation with Mook, dog. Because, you and Murda Mook, you were his sparring partner. You were the Howard Cosell to his Muhammad Ali. And you guys went round for round. You guys debated for about 30 minutes. Got over 100, more than that. Got over 100,000 views across all the top platforms, talked about all week long. And and I just want to know, first of all, what was that like? You got to spar with one of the most incredible minds in battle rap, held your own, you know what I'm saying? However people want to call us, how they want to call it. I was proud of you, you know what I mean? And and people were definitely interested in the dialogue, and it really pushed for a lot, about what is happening in battle rap at the current state, Murda Mook's mind state and everything, and where he's at. So A, talk to me about that, and then B, lead me up to the battle and your conversation afterwards.
I mean, look, man, at the press conference, my goal was only just to challenge him because I felt like he was capable of doing what he did. The Tay-Rock battle, we all loved it. It had an all URL round. That third round was a masterpiece, but it hadn't translated yet on the stage. And I always had said, like, it would be really hard to replicate those bad performances, like the Reed performance of the Iron. Like, you would have to really try hard to be that again. It would be easier to improve from that. And plus, the more active he is, the faster he'll get it. And I just want there to not be revisionist history. Like, all the battle rappers said it, like, in their interviews, like, he hadn't mastered the stage yet, and today he mastered it. So, like, however I felt, the criticism that I gave, I felt like it was valid in the past because, like, we just hadn't left the building saying, oh, he was the best performer of the night. Like, I didn't ever leave captivated from all those Mook performances in the past. Like I told him, I've been to all of them. I make sure I'm in the flesh for all of them. I'm outside.
The Tay-Rock one, you were definitely impressed by that one.
I loved it. I was there for that too. I loved it.
That's what I'm saying. No. You said you weren't impressed by it. You mean the big stage ones, not
the
just
big stage,
all
the
of his
big
battles.
stage.
Okay,
No, the big stage.
Just get all right. Just wanted to clear
you.
that up.
Thank you. The big stage ones, Iron, Reed, Lux.
Yeah.
But the big thing that I said in the press conference, I'm like, well, you battle your peers that you've known for 15, 20 years on the stages. So there's a conversation to be had, which slows the tempo down. Now there might not be a conversation. If you get into punches, gun bars, and performance, like, I can see you winning. I told him how I could see him winning the battle, and a lot of what I told him kind of played out that way, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying to take credit. I'm just saying, like, I felt like he had this idea of, like, why do I need to perform, or this is not theatrics, or I don't have to be worried about rocking the room. And meanwhile, he's here to the crib. He was getting sturdy. He was getting sturdy on the stage. And it's like, what more performance is that? You know what I'm saying? That's perfect. It doesn't have to be this overly theatrical thing where you fall to the floor on your stomach like Danny Myers, like a sniper, and roll around on the stage. But the man got sturdy on the stage, and you know what that made everybody on the stage do? Made him get sturdy with him. Yeah. And made everybody in the crowd, well, you know what that made him do? Made him get sturdy with him.
Yes.
And that's all we want. Like, he just gave us all that we wanted. He listened. I knew from the press conference and the rollout that he wanted to change. I was just alarmed by some of the statements that they were exactly the same from the Reed Dollars rollout. I'm like, is he going to change? Because he's saying the exact same things he said prior. But after the battle, he was very humble, wasn't talking shit, because in his head, he said, this is what I expected. He looked me in my eye, said, I'm going to 30 Geechi. And he did that. And because he did that, I have nothing to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have no criticism. His first round was perfect. I think that's an all URL round, caliber round. Fabulous said it's a top 3 Murda Mook verse ever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Good said it was one of his best rounds of his career. Everybody left there like, yo, your first round was everything and more. So even if, like, the other 2 rounds are good too. But if the other 2 rounds weren't good, we would walk away with that first round forever. That's how good it was. You know what I'm saying? And so the combo with Mook, it was interesting because it was real brief at first. Like, we just shook hands. We talked about what rounds I thought he won. I told him first and third. Second was competitive. He goes, yes. Second round was very competitive because Geechi was still having some good content out there, even through the stumbles and stuff. But everybody from Harlem was the ones that really wanted to talk to me the most. I got an interview with Murda Mook's manager, so that could be in this podcast too. I got a Zoom recording with him. Asked him some questions. Murda Mook's wife came up to me and was like, so what's up? And I was like, hey, I came to apologize. I didn't run away. I kept the same energy. You know, everybody from Harlem surrounded me was like, hey, look, it's this guy. You know, they embraced me. They brought me with a lot of like, yeah, you were wrong, but come here. And Murda Mook's wife had me laughing because she's like, hold on, man. You know, our mom got to talk to her mother. Yeah. Like, let me FaceTime her. Her mother FaceTimes, and then she's like, look, she's like laying down. She's like, so. And I'm like, hey, listen, I gotta apologize. I gotta keep that same energy. He was amazing. She goes, what you expect, nigga?
Hold on, she dropped there. That was verbatim.
verbatim.
Oh, she's
I was surrounded by Harlem cats during the battle. Only thing I didn't like about the Harlem people I was around in the battle, but before Mook rap, they say, "Oh, it's 1-0." I'm like, you have to wait till he raps at least. But whatever, they were right.
You know, whatever. Yo, if they were on the block, it would have been the same thing. They treat this like it's no different than the block. You know what I'm saying?
So then, I'm still outside. I see Tiff Lux. I see Lux's sister, and she's like, "So," and I'm like, "Hey, I'm here, right?"
Y'all.
I told y'all, and I'm like, "Hey, look, I can't apologize." She's like, "That's great. That's great." You know what I'm saying? And then Murda Mook's wife to say to me, "Listen, what you said that day was needed. Like, we needed to hear that. This was part of the criticism that he's always been dealing with. He never gets a chance to actually talk to it directly. And he got a chance to talk to it directly."
And you embodied that.
You know, and another thing, Murda Mook at the face-off, I mentioned this. When I saw him at the face-off, he walked up to me and said, "It's my nemesis." And then he goes, "I respect the shit out of you, man. I really do. You were wrong, but man, you stood 10 toes down, and I respect that." And hearing Murda Mook says he respects it. We were humble about it. His management team came up to me too and was like, "Hey, man, you got to support the brand now. You want to buy a drink or you want to buy a hat?" I said, "A hat lasts forever, man. Give me a hat." I bought the hat.
That's a fly hat, man.
Mook was like, "Hold that hat up. Hold it up." And then we took the picture together with the hat. And, but the Lux part was interesting because Lux was just laughing, smiling. He said, "Listen, man, I loved everything that you brought to that press conference. And more importantly, I love everything that you contribute to this culture. Your voice is a necessity. And I'm very grateful for what you're able to provide and keep providing what you provide because it's needed, we need it, and we appreciate it." And I'm just like, damn, thank you, beloved. Like,
hey, listen, man, it gets no better than that, man. It gets no better than that. Yo,
glad after hearing all that, what do you think?
Whew. First of all, let's go back to the face-off, right? Because before that, I was in agreement with you. I'm like, I haven't seen Mook get it together. Geechi always does well. Geechi has to know the magnitude of this battle, especially if it's in New York. And on top of that, it's not like he's battling every week anymore. Like the man's got some time to construct some rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And and Mook wasn't saying the right things. When he had his own press conference, it was like, I don't need to listen to y'all. I'm not changing anything, all of that. But when he sat down with DNA and Jay Black, it's like Mook opened up and was like, "Yo, my mother passed. I was in a dark place. I was not trying to hear what anyone was saying. I'm denying what people are saying about me. And I had to just realize that I need to change some things. And as long as everyone is going to, this part is not verbatim, but this is how my ears hear it, right? As long as everyone is cool with me doing gun bars and all of the, regular battle rap stuff, then I'm going to do it because this is what you want."
I'll give you the verbatim real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think niggas got it out for me like they want me to lose. They just want to remember what it was. It wasn't hate. They just hate the fact that they know I'm this dude and I'm not being this dude, and it's selfish of me, so I apologize for that.
Correct. But also the content too is what he's also talking about.
Can we just be ignorant? He said that.
Yes, because he wanted to he made a clean, hard change in the content he was rapping about. Remember, he came back, he didn't have no gun bars. It was just lyrical stuff, rapping, metaphors, all of that stuff, right? But now, battle rap being a low vibrational place that it is, you know what I'm saying? People want to hear it. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm good at it. It doesn't need to be as woven in with everything. I can jump from scheme to scheme, bar to bar. I don't have to create this complex world for everyone to live in. I can give them what they want, and at the same time still sprinkle in a lot of the complex stuff that helps bring the culture up, that helps those writers find those gems and also become better and see how Mook uses his technique. You know what I'm saying? So he still find ways to put it there. But he said, "You know what? I'm going to give y'all what y'all want as long as y'all will accept it." And the crowd was accepting of it. And it was phenomenal, man. He did it, yo. Like, he finally did it. He rocked the crowd for all 3 rounds. They booed him a little bit in the second for that, a lot of no's, Murda Mook line and stuff. But let that roll off his shoulders, got the crowd.
Let me know that the crowd was keeping it honest too. You know what I'm saying?
The crowd kept it funky all night.
I seen everybody online saying for Jaz and for Mook, "Oh, it was extreme gas." And I'm here to say this: we can't say this for 2 reasons. One, if all of Mook's best performances came in smaller environments, and now that he conquered the big stage, we're not going to go ahead and take that away from him and say it was gas. We're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Was some things a little bit heightened? You're home. This is home field advantage. Yes, that might be the thing. But secondly, and most importantly, this is what Geechi wanted, right? Geechi asked for Mook in New York. So now you can't complain about it being the New York crowd making it harder for you if that's the case. Like, this is what you asked for.
And France, man, I'm proud of us because we actually went to the positive first and gave Mook all the kudos and credit because, I mean, all of his schemes, all of his setups, I mean, even the EFB scheme that he had going on, the shots that he threw at all the random people and stuff, like super crazy, right? First, third round, Mook on point. Geechi Gotti, however, I don't know if at some point, you know, he lost track of what he wrote and decided to go off the script. But I mean, it was just ineffective, this battle. Like, he had some bars in the battle, but a lot of it was very anemic. I mean, even when he comes out and he's freestyling, and it's like, it's just freestyling to just rap words about what just currently happened, but there was no structure. They didn't land. It wasn't crazy. And then the material that he did have just like wasn't enough. And in each battle Geechi has, there's usually one standout round, one stellar round where you're like, all right, man, we got the Geechi that we wanted. You know what I mean? And in the other two rounds, or one of them, he's going to jump in a Tesla and put it on autopilot. France, man, you know, there's different levels to Teslas. You got the Tesla Plaid, that's the fastest production sedan on earth. You know what I'm saying? 1.9 seconds, you at 0 to 60. If you want to jump in that Tesla and just give us what we want, and then we decide, well, I like Geechi more anyway, so Geechi wins, or I like Mook more, Mook won, to make it a preference battle, cool. But France, he jumped in that Model 3 basic version Tesla with the cheapest rims you could find, the lowest audio system, and he just rolled his way into the battle, and it was like, come on, dog, like, this can't be it.
I don't want to assume, right? But it almost felt like his game plan in his mind was like, oh, Mook's going to still struggle with the crowd, and I'm going to be able to capitalize because he'll struggle. And, you know, DNA said it on our Twitter space, is like, maybe he didn't account for Mook being good, and what would I have to do in case Mook is good?
I mean, regardless though, even the material just wasn't enough. Like, it just wasn't enough, dog. And a lot of the freestyling just wasn't enough. Like, it did not pay off. And then if he didn't have the star power and the cachet that he has with the culture, like, it could have got super ugly up there, because he got booed multiple times and he took it like a champ. It's all good. You know, he got the charisma, he got the charm, he got the star power, so he can stand there and take the boos, and he's Geechi Gotti. He's gonna be fine. But it's like, this just wasn't it, dog. Like, and he knows it, you know, hey, he had a rough one. It's all good. He'll bounce back. But this wasn't it. I think, you know, for hardcore Geechi Gotti fans, you know, they're going to feel a little slighted, because this was a battle where you expected him to bring that 100%. At this point of his career, I would love to expect him to be 100% every single time, but I know how things go in real life. But in certain battles, I expect 100% from certain rappers. I didn't get that at all.
Listen, man, Geechi's battled 64 times or more in the last 4 years. Let's just call it for what it is, right? Like, just because you're oversaturated doesn't mean you can't be good, but like, it does mean that you battled a whole lot. He was well rested for this battle, so there was anticipation of like him being more like his disaster performance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I think the biggest thing about it all is that we had not seen Geechi struggle with a crowd like this before. There was no moments where he regained the momentum. Like, he competed in the second round, but there was no moments where he like snatched it back in his favor and put pressure back on Mook. And we had never really seen somebody chant 3-0 against Geechi. So now Mook is the first person to have that over Geechi Gotti. And more importantly, Murda Mook has clear wins now over Geechi Gotti and Tay-Rock, the two people that we labeled the face of URL. And this is the face of Smack, saying, well, this is the face of the next era of Smack. I beat them both.
He did one in a silent room and one on a big stage. So nothing you could really say.
And more importantly, once it drops on the app, he'll be the only person with a win over Geechi Gotti and Tay-Rock on the app too.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, man. Geechi, he was stuttering a lot in this battle.
You know,
Stutter
to be fair, Vlad, a lot of the
battle.
things that we've seen from Geechi that we didn't like in this battle are things that we've seen previously. Like this wasn't brand new, right? Like this is things that these are things that we've talked about in the past, like his John performance or some of the battles in 2020, like against like Clips and Verb. But like for some reason, it just always kept going under the radar because, you know, he battled so much that the next battle comes, he might win, he might do better than that one. So we never harped on it. But
he'll always have one fire round. He didn't have a fire round. You know what I noticed too? When Mook's switching flows like that, you really start to notice Geechi don't really switch flows like that.
No.
Like he don't really have another gear of rhyme patterns that he just throws out there for you to be like, oh, and then land with a bomb.
He'll just have a round where like he'll have a round where rebuttal connects and his content is potent. And he did have some real potent moments for sure. Like the whole like my bars don't make people react, they gotta reflect. Like that's deep.
That was fire. Yeah.
That was hard, you know what I'm saying? And like obviously the angle about like Drake and a lot of stuff in the second round was really good. That's why I tell people like at least that second round you can make the argument, but there's no argument if you won. The only argument is if he got 30 to 2-1.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yes, did he have some stuff? Yes, he did. And when you go back, will you find some gems that you missed? Yes, you will. But even if you're just going, well, he just wasn't clean at all, and Mook was clean, and both, even if you thought both material was close in level in comparison, the fact that Mook was 100% clean, you're going to give him the battle just off top. So just from a technical standpoint, Mook wins. And then when you add the bars into it and you're breaking it down, Mook wins once again, man.
I mean, on a technical standpoint, no one's going to beat Mook because the man rapped 25-minute round without a single stutter. So if you're not the airtight, clean guy, like already you're going to struggle there with that. And two, his strategy on this was so perfect. Like, obviously, you're in New York, so you should use your home field advantage. But
everyone should.
You know, everyone should. That's why I'm not understanding why people are complaining about people being home and using that. Like, you're supposed to use it. It's there for you.
How you do it. Like, if you do it in a corny way where we see it from a mile away, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
No one had ever stopped.
You're like, well, I'm tipping on full foes.
No one had ever. All the people Geechi battle, no one has stopped to really use that angle about like, you're from the city that killed Biggie, and then list all the people that you know died out there, and it's just like, man, like this was a really good angle to use. And at the end of the day, like just like his Tay-Rock performance, I feel like he decided to stay tailored into a scheme that was all about Geechi, but had a punch at the end. You know what I'm saying? So everything worked, a lot more performance. It was electric. Like prior to today, I hadn't seen Murda Mook be electric on the stage. And he showed and proved everyone wrong. You can see it in multiple interviews. Bill Collector walks up to him and says, I apologize. Ehart says, I apologize. Everybody's apologizing. And there's a reason why everybody's apologizing, because prior to today, we hadn't seen that. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem admitting that I was wrong, giving it up and, you know, honoring that. But I just also would love for it to be honored that, you know, he conquered it.
Yeah, and also on that stage too, you'll notice he's not speaking or doing anything while
his
Geechi's
defense was on point.
Defense was on point. He wasn't so touchy-feely on the stage. He wasn't getting extra physical or anything like that. He also setting the face off. He's like, yo, make sure my mic is low. I don't want them to say I'm talking through his raps. Like that lets me know everything, Vlad. He was listening. He is aware of the criticism. Even just bringing murder to his face off shows that he's trying to connect more on the entertaining aspect. Right. And it just looked like finally he just stopped overthinking it. That's what it looked like to me. He just stopped overthinking it and adjusted perfectly. And you know, just to keep the transparency, I don't sit here and root for anyone to lose or win. You know, we make projections who we think is going to win or anything like that. But when it does happen, and it happens so that Mook won and he was masterful on that stage, it is a good feeling because this guy is one of the forefathers. He is a pillar. So to see him be able to do that, it only pushes the game further. So, you know, I'm glad that Mook realizes that people are not against him and that he was able to open up and say, yo, man, people want to see me do well, and I'm just not giving them what they want. And now I hope that he's able to find even more of a balance where he could be more artistic, but still give folks that want this that also, because he is an artist. And like he says, it is something that that pulls him in two different directions. Like he doesn't want to necessarily rap about these things, but when you do it and the people love it and you get that gratification from it, it's one thing. And it also, hey, it's a nice check also. I mean, he's got 3 salons and a lot of stuff going on in real life, but it don't hurt when you can get a 60, 70, 80, 100, 120 piece to come up and do the thing that you love the most in the world. You know what I mean? But it's gotta be a weird place to be when this is not what you want to rap about, but you did it so good and so well. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see how he tailors the rest of his material from here forward. Also based upon who he's battling too.
I know we're pressed on time, but 2 things we didn't mention is Surfing Casanova.
I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes. I gotta go put my son to sleep.
Surfing Casanova FaceTiming him.
Son, come on, man. This dude put everything into
really
the battle.
Deep.
This is crazy.
I want to read a quote that Mook said that was really deep. He said, people was in prison and they called me mid-battle with smiles. You know how deep that is? Wow. That's the most gangster shit possible for somebody to be going through the realest shit in prison, call you to watch your battle and smile.
Yo, that's real.
That probably meant more to him than anything right there.
That's real, man.
That's a Surfing Casanova, freedom both. Them being together is hilarious.
Yo, that hey, listen, man, wherever they at, I know it's lit, man. It's not the circumstances you want to be hanging out with your homie, but you got to make the best of it no matter where you're at in the world, man. And it is true to see, Surf in there smiling and Casanova smiling, like, for a split second, you're like, damn, at least they're happy for that split second, you know what I mean, going through hell and all that. So and it was dope to see them, man. And damn, salute to Surf, wish him the best, man. And I pray you get back out here for your family and for the culture, because you not being out here, man, your presence is definitely like needed and necessary, man. But your family first, man. Prayers to you.
Let me ask you this. 2 things before you gotta go. One, what did you think of the entire conversation of me and Mook and everybody from Harlem? You didn't get a chance to give your response to it all. And secondly, who are your top 3 performers of the night?
Okay, well, I mean, man, the Harlem dudes, they treated you well, man. They basically welcomed you in. You know what I'm saying? It's like you stood on your own too. You didn't back down. You went toe to toe with with one of the head honchos of this game. And man, you held your own, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Lux's words are really touching. I'm not gonna lie. That was great to hear.
Yeah, man. No, so salute to that. And they knew that you were coming from a good place. And on top of that, your stuff. So it's always important that, what I mean? So that's dope. And obviously it's Mook, Jaz, and Slade. You can have it however you want.
Jaz, Mook, Slade, or Slade over Mook. Like that's where I think Jaz is the best.
Man, because if we're putting everything into a vacuum, then that becomes like, what are we really expecting from Stumbles and Slade? It's like, if they're good, we're happy, but if they're not, then we ain't tripping. But everyone in the world is like, is Murda Mook gonna do good? Is he gonna die on that stage?
Yeah, that's how I felt, man.
Like, come on, man. Like that's gotta wait for something.
That's how I felt. I felt like Jaz was obviously the most masterful, and even if you want to be on a materialistic side about Slade maybe having a better material battle rap content than Mook did way more. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Jaz, Mook, and Slade. Like that's how I feel.
Yeah. Yo, Mook was bombing in at first with no punchlines out the gate, man. Like
for a minute, man. I love that he gives people like Stumble so much props, because he's like, oh, you're able to bomb without really punching. You could just talk. I can do that. I can do that.
That's what I'm saying, man. And that's why it's going to be interesting to see what route is he going to take going forward now. Like, how is he going to finagle and finesse this and balance it out?
To put a ribbon on it, I said this, man. I wanted to see him do good because I felt like him being good on the big stage opens a whole new realm of competition and parody and battle rap. Now it's like, oh, who can handle this? Who can actually go toe to toe with Mook on the big stage if he's performing at this level? And I feel like now it creates a really healthy, positive dialogue. If he didn't do well, we would still have the can he figure it out? Can he figure it out? Conversation. So that still would have continued. But him doing good is good for the sport and for the culture. Everybody told me, think twice before you doubt a GOAT ever again. You know what I'm saying? And I can respect it, man. I can respect
Hey,
it.
man, it is what it is, man. Yo, France, another great one, man. Thank you guys for tuning in on another Monday. So log on to letstalkbattlerap.com. There will be an article dropping about this event, and we will have more articles dropping this week. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at LTBR Podcast, and make sure you subscribe on all streaming platforms that you're listening to this on now. And man, can't wait to talk to y'all next week. Once again, Franz and Vlad, aka Los Cabritos, New York City. We back home, baby. Peace.